Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm looking at Dragon Professional Individual V14. Now it's pretty similar to V15, so I'll give you an overview of how to use it. Now I'm going to do 3 videos, this one on correcting, dictating, formatting, but I'm also going to do another video on transcribing, because there's a new option where you can transcribe somebody else's voice. I want to see how well that comes out. Also now with the new Dragon, I'm going to show you quickly by going to the Dragon bar. I'm going to do a third video on command browser and adding new commands. Now this is a really powerful interface and it helps you with your workflow by creating scripts, and it's really easy to do. So we're going to have a look at that later as well. So before we start, we need to create a profile. So I'm going to go up to the top and select Profile, New. Now if you're using Dragon for the first time, you won't have to do that. It will automatically come up with the next window you'll see in a minute for you to create a new profile. And this is the window you'll see. So I'm going to click next and type in tester and click next to the bottom. Select your region at the top there, really important. Also select your accent. There's no Cockney accent there, so I could put accent not otherwise specified, but I'll just leave it on standard and try and talk a little bit posher if I can. Also advanced. Now with advanced option, you need to make sure you're choosing best match 5, and again depending on where you are, choose the correct one. So Australian accent or Indian and so on. Really important you choose the correct one. So I'm going to leave it on best match 5. Click OK and select next. Next you've got to choose your audio device. Now I'm actually on a PC here, not a laptop, so I haven't got an internal mic, but if you did, it'll be listed at the top here. The only thing it's listening is my headset, my Logitech, because it's the only thing connected and can be used as a mic. So make sure you choose the correct one. Now you can use the internal mic of a laptop, but remember it hasn't got noise cancel and it won't work as well as a good headset. So always bear that in mind. And if you want, you can always get a Bluetooth headset wirelessly. But if you haven't, I've got a little option for you here that could help. Dragon Remote Microphone Application. Download this app for Android and an ISO. I'm pretty sure it's on Android now. Have a little look now. Download it and you can set up Dragon using a Dragon remote microphone, and that enables you to talk wirelessly on the same Wi-Fi, so you can walk around dictating without having to connect. I think I tried this ages ago on the Mac version. It worked quite well. Let me know how you get on with that anyway. Don't worry about underneath, that's for transcribing. I'm going to do a different video on that and separate it for you. Okay, so I'm going to leave it on Logitech and tap and click next. Now it's going to tell you how to set up the mic, so make sure it's about 1 inch to 2 inches from your mouth. Obviously not too close, because then it will get a bit distorted, and too far away could cause an issue. Click next. Now what I've got to do now is click start and read the text that pops up. Dragon's checking the headset's working okay, so really important we do this. If it doesn't always pick up great, it will come up the sound a bit low. Not to worry, because sometimes it just works fine anyway. But if it fails completely, then you need to go to control panel, select your sounds option, and then check your microphone's working okay. So I'm going to click start and read. I'm reading this text out loud, clearly and naturally. I'll continue to use this tone when I dictate with the product. Right now I'm giving Dragon a chance to adapt to my voice and audio environment. As I talk, Dragon is checking the quality of the audio input and adjusting some settings. Good audio input is essential to accurate speech recognition. To achieve high accuracy, I should maintain a consistent distance between my mouth and microphone. I should also minimise background noise. Dragon's website contains more tips as well as short videos. I will read the text from the beginning and it's done. If you have to read it again, when you go to the top line, I am reading this text out loud, give a bit more, use that comma more, give a bit more of a gap there, and it should automatically come up complete as well. Click next and wait for it to create the profile. In the old days you had to read a story into it, but they've got rid of that now, which saves time and it learns it's going along. The speech engine is so powerful now, so you don't need to do that. Now an interactive tutorial will pop up. Now I won't go through that with you, I'll show you where it is so you can access it later, but I recommend if you're using Dragon for the first time, go through the whole lot. It's fabulous and it will really get you up and running on the fundamentals of using Dragon. But if you used Dragon before, then you probably skip that and go straight into it. Now this first option is asking you whether it can send data back to Nuance. This is to improve the program, but as you can see it says there, data collection speech sends text and associated data to Nuance communication links. I like to keep everything private, so I always put do not send my usage data, but again it's up to you, and click next. Now click next again and it will bring up the interactive tutorial when we select finish. Now, as I said, if you're a first time user to Dragon, definitely go through this and it will really improve your skills. I'm going to go straight to correcting, and it shows you how to correct words properly. So I'd definitely recommend practice some more, and then if you click the blue tab at the end, it will go straight back to spelling, editing, on the web and personalising. Now I'm going to close that but show you where it is so you can access it later. Before I start, this is a new thing when we're using Dragon Professional Individual. It comes up this little window. We never had this in Dragon Naturally Speaking 13. When you say what can I say, it'll bring up simple commands for you, and I'll show you that later. So jot that down, what can I say, somewhere. Now to access that interactive tutorial, you go to help and select it there, interactive tutorial. And while you're there, just check for some updates in case there's any updates to improve the program as well. Now first thing I want you to do, now you don't have to do this, but I changed the settings to improve how Dragon works. In a sense, it makes it easier. But then again, it's personal preferences again. I'll show you what I mean. Go to Tools, and the first thing I want you to select is Options. Now what I always do is go to Miscellaneous, and I'll select Have the microphone on but asleep. What that actually does is, when Dragon starts, the little circle at the top is your microphone. Red indicates it's off, blue will indicate it's in sleep mode, and green will indicate it's on. So when it's blue in sleep mode, we can say wake up, and it's active and it will turn green. We can say go to sleep, turns blue, and it's no longer dictating, but it will respond to you when you say wake up. Now when it's red, you can't turn it on at all. There's a good shortcut key. If you click the plus button on your keypad, that will turn the mic to green as well. So I like to have that on. Also, automatically say profile changes, so any changes made to your profile automatically saved when you close it. It just saves time. Speed v accuracy, well, this depends on how well it's picking up your voice really. I tend to move that slightly to the right, so it slows it down a touch, but it's more accurate. But that also depends on the speed of your machine you're using, so play around with that. Also, I like to come down here and I'll select Use Dictation Box for unsupported applications. Now I untick that, but you don't have to. The reason I untick it is when I'm using PowerPoint, Dictation Box will pop up for unsupported applications, and I'll give an example what I mean by that. If you're on a server online and you're dictating to a terminal and you try and dictate to a terminal and it doesn't come up, it's because it's not compatible. So a dictation box will pop up where you dictate into, then you say transfer and it transfers the text in. I'll show you that in a minute so you get an idea, but I'll just do it into a standard window so you get the feel of that. Because it pops up in PowerPoint when it doesn't need to and it's compatible, I untick it. So all I've got to say is open dictation box and it opens. Also, I'm going to come up to the option commands. I'm going to untick the 5th and 6th option down. So instead of saying click to select menus, I don't have to say that. So if you're in Word and you want to go to the reference tab, you just say reference. So you're probably thinking, well, what if I say reference, the word on its own when I'm dictating? Well, you wouldn't, would you? If you're dictating it, it would be in a sentence, so it wouldn't come up as a command. So I tend to use that, but you can change that later. Also, if you want, you can check your hotkey shortcut keys there. Also, data. So for example, when you're speaking, it saves your voice for the document that you're speaking into, so that way you can listen to it back. Now you can choose to save recording dictation with document always. Now you could fill up a bit of space with that. So I'm going to put ask me, because sometimes I might want to not save my actual recording. Also you can choose the space for playback reserve, 100 megs in this case. Again, you can change any settings. I'm going to untick run accuracy tuning. You can do that manually anyway, and it can slow down and run in the background, slow down your PC. Now the last thing you might want to do, go to view and choose how you want it to look. Currently we're in a new version of the Dragon bar, which is at the top here. You might want it docked to the top. I think that's more Dragon 12 and 12.5. You can have docked to bottom if you would prefer, or floating, or cling. That will cling to your open active window. Or you might want it in your tray icon at the bottom out of the way. I'm going to leave it on new. Click apply and OK. We're almost there. Again, come up to tools. This time I want you to select your auto formatting options. Everyone's auto formatting options might be different. For example, dates as they're spoken, but you might want a specific format, month, day, year, so it will get that specific format for you. So again, it's up to you what you choose there. There's no one way with that. Again, phone numbers, prices, times, and numbers if they're greater to or equal to 10. If they're greater than 10, under that it will then spell them out for you, so you can choose whether or not you want numbers spelled out up to 9 and then numeral afterwards, so you can untick that. But you can say switch to numbers mode in Dragon anyway and use that. Again, it's up to you. I'm going to leave automatically add commas and periods, so this will add commas and full stops for you, but not always where you want them. But it does give you a basis to start with. Now I'm going to click OK. And another bit of a pain, one last thing, go to Tools. I want you to go to Administrative Settings. Now click Proceed to close your profile. You need to know where you're backing up your profile, because you might want to use it on another Dragon, or you might just want to back it up and install it at a later date. So when this window pops up, select Change and choose where you want to save the backup to. Say it could be to external drive, a partition, or just in your documents. But I would recommend backing up once a month, because as Dragon gets better and more improved, if anything happens to your operating system, you really don't want to start from scratch, do you? So also bear that in mind. Okay, it doesn't take long to back up, maybe a minute or two as well. It doesn't use that much space. So I'm going to click Cancel. And again, as I click Cancel, it loads in my profile again. Might take 30 seconds to a minute. And now we're ready to go. Now we can dictate into any application we want. And if we can't dictate to an application, we can use the option I said, Dictation box. So let's just imagine we can't dictate to an application. So I'm just going to pull up a notepad or whatever to give you an example, which we can dictate into, by the way. Wake up. Open Notepad. Maximize. Open Dictation box. Hello, this is a test for unsupported applications. Transfer. Go to sleep. So what I really want to do is dictate into Word. So I'm going to close this using the command. Wake up. Close. Don't save. Open Microsoft Word. Blank document. Maximize. Go to sleep. Now you must remember to say your punctuation. Okay, full stops and commas are helpful, but they're not always where you want them, so get in a habit of saying your punctuation as you're going along. Now what I'm going to do first is dictate a quick paragraph, and then we're going to have it proofread back by your voice or the computer and check that it's correct. And then I'm going to show you how to correct properly. It's really important you correct Dragon. What people tend to do when there's an error, they just select the word and just put the correct word in or type it in. I mean, Dragon's not going to learn. You have to train Dragon to understand what you're saying and the way you say words, and it'll improve the accuracy in the long run. So patience is the key. Wake up. Science is a systematic enterprise that builds and organises knowledge in the form of testable explanations and predictions about the universe. Full stop. New line. Contemporary science is typically subdivided into natural sciences. Full stop. Go to sleep. So it's missed a couple of words there on the second line. It should be explanations and predictions about the universe. So before I correct, I need to check what I actually said. Now we've got the playback feature. Remember I ticked it earlier, where I can choose whether or not I want to save my playback options in my voice. I need to click the cursor at the beginning of what I want read back. Come up to the Dragon bar, select audio and select playback. That will be my own voice. Or we can do it with the headset. So let's give it a go. Wake up. Go to beginning. Playback. Science is a systematic enterprise that builds and organises knowledge in the form of testable explanations and predictions about the universe. Full stop. New line. Contemporary science is typically subdivided into natural sciences. Full stop. Go to sleep. There's a couple of errors on the second line. It should be testable explanations and predictions about the universe. So if you hear my voice, you can check whether or not I made a mistake. So what I'm going to move the cursor to the second line. Wake up. Insert before explanations. Playback. Explanations and predictions about the universe. Full stop. Go to sleep. and press escape will stop the readback feature. Now Dragon didn't actually make that error, I did. I missed out a few words there. So I'm going to add them because that's the error I made, not Dragon. So my best way is to select what's incorrect by saying select, then put the correct information in. So I could say select testable explanations, predictions about universe, and then I could say testable explanations and predictions about the universe. Or I could just insert the words manually, which I'm going to do. Wake up. Insert after explanations. And insert after about. The. Go to sleep. So I corrected that correctly because it's an error I made. But what happens if Dragon made a misrecognition? We need to correct it differently. Now that's looking pretty good, so I'm going to create an error. Now as you probably noticed, Dragon doesn't make grammar errors. It kind of knows where to put there, where to, and off. So what I'm going to do is do a word. So where I've got testable, I'm going to make that. I'm going to call that tests instead of testable. So let's just make Dragon did a misrecognition. Wake up. Select testable. Test. Go to sleep. So what I need to do is correct that if Dragon made the error. Just don't correct the word, you correct the word and the words around it. Let me show you. Wake up. Correct the form with test explanations. I'll now turn the mic off using the plus sign on the keyboard. Now what it does is it gives me suggestions of what it thinks I was trying to put in there, but they don't quite meet my criteria. Choose one, choose two. If they did, I could say choose one or choose two. So I'm going to say spell that, and I'm going to change the word test to testable. Spell that. Undo that. Test. Correct in the form of test explanations. Spell that. Choose one. Go to sleep. You can use the commands for that. You could say switch to dictation and command mode, switch to spell mode, but I'll show you that later. And now I've corrected it. It doesn't mean every time you say test, it's going to come up with testable. It doesn't work that way. Okay, it's just going to differentiate between the words better. So there we go. I've corrected a few options. Now what else can we do? We can format that. We can say what we see on the ribbon and it do it for us. So if we want to bold a word, we say bold the word, underline to say underline the word. Let me show you a few formatting options. Wake up. Bold form. Underline science. Choose all. Italicise typically. Undo that. Italicise typically. Underline natural. Select enterprise. Increase font size. Increase font size. Bold enterprise. Go to end. Select organised knowledge in the form of. Text highlight colour. Go to end. Delete science. 1. Undo that. Underline. Select enterprise. Bold. Go to end. Select previous two lines. Font size 20. Press enter. Fonts. Go down 1. Arial narrow. Unselect that. Styles. Go right 4. Press enter. How are you doing? Center. Capitalise how are you doing? New line. Align left. Insert. Chart. Map. Bar. Tab. Tab. Go right 2. Press enter. go to sleep. And you see how easy the navigation is. Now if you're not in the current window, then you can't use the command, so you can use the command switch to. So if you're in Word, you say switch to Microsoft Word and the cursor then will make that the active window. Wake up. Switch to Microsoft Word. Home. Select all. Delete that. Go to sleep. Now we've seen how to edit, format, we've also seen how to correct and select issues that you've done, or select any areas you've done. How about adding words? You could say open vocabulary editor and add your words that way, or again you can do it manually by coming up and selecting vocabulary, open vocabulary editor. You could add new word or phrase by clicking that. Problem is, the word could already exist, so you're wasting your time. So say the word you want to get in there first to see if it does exist, because you'll be surprised. If not, then you can use that option. But I like to go to vocabulary editor because if the word exists, it will come up. Now I know someone with a name called Colmote Smith, so C-O-L-M-O-T-E Smith. Now if I say that, I'm pretty sure it won't get it. It will just spell it out phonetically. Wake up. Colmote Smith. Go to sleep. Again, it's trying to spell it phonetically Coleman, but it's incorrect. And if you're doing some work on a specific name, that's going to be quite annoying. So let me show you to add that your vocabulary. Wake up. Open vocabulary editor. Go to sleep. Now we could type it out, or there's a good chance to show you the spell mode we can switch to. Now I've come up to Dragon Bar. We have an option here, dictation and command, but we can change to spell mode, numbers mode, dictation mode and commands mode. So if you're working with just numbers in Excel, you might choose switch to numbers mode. So let's do spell mode. Wake up. Switch to spelling mode. Cap C O L M O T E. Switch to dictation and command mode. Add. I want to train the pronunciation of the word or phrase. Go to sleep. Now there's the word. I'm now going to train it with Dragon because it doesn't know how to pronounce it. Now you've got spoken form here. Now that could be useful for a number of reasons. Now phonetically it sounds different. You could put the spoken form in there so you say it and bring up the word you want. Or you could use it for another reason. You could use it for acronyms or abbreviations. So for example, say it was a company in spell mode, we put great products at a good price, and we can abbreviate that, and then in spoken form we could put the full text for that. So every time we said the full text, it then gives the abbreviation option in spell or type that. So there's many ways you can use that and edit that, so bear that in mind. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to train this word quickly and see if it picks it up. Wake up. Add. Train. Colmote. Train. Colmote. Save. Close. Go to sleep. Twice is normally enough, so bear that in mind. Wake up. New line. Colmote. New line. Colmote. Go to sleep. If it doesn't pick it up first, say it again, because it does learn. Now I'm going to go back to the vocabulary editor. Wake up. Open vocabulary editor. Colmote. Go to sleep. You can see now it's in my vocabulary options and it's got a cross that indicates it's a word that I've added. If I come to the bottom here, you can choose all words or custom words only that you've added, and that will list them all there for you. So another powerful option there. If you don't want the word, click on it and you can select delete. If you want to see all your words, then you can choose all words. So that's how you add words as well. How about improving the accuracy though? We can do that a number of ways. Wake up. Switch to Dragon Bar. Vocabulary. Learn from specific documents. Go to sleep. Now if you've got some work you've already done, be it letters or any kind of essays, then this will analyse it. It will take the words out that don't exist in the vocabulary already and add them if you want, and train them if you choose. It'll also adapt to your writing style, so it's got to be something that you've done or used. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to click next. Before I do, choose whether or not you want it to grab unknown words or find known words with unknown capitalisations. So you can choose your options. Click next. You can choose a whole folder of documents or specific documents. Now you can use Word document processors, notepads, WordPads, anything for this, and even Google Docs if you want. So I'm going to add one document, and then I'm going to click next. It's going to analyse that document for any unknown words first. And it's going to tell me the unknown words it's found and whether or not I want to select them. Click next. So it's found 4. So we've got Netherwood, RD, Rotherwas, and my name. So I'm going to decide I don't want to add them, so I'm going to uncheck them all. But if you wanted them, you could click on them, click once, click next, and that will just add that one word. And if I want to train it, click on it once and click train. Chandru. Save. And it's done. Click next. Now it's going to adapt to your writing style, and click finish, and that should dramatically improve it. And you see it's 4 new words were found, but I only added 1, and it's also adapted to my writing style, and click finish. That's one way to improve your accuracy. Another way is learn from sent emails. So any emails you sent and how you've typed will adapt to that writing style as well, and again improve it. And also take out emails if you require them. So when you're saying emails, it'll pick them up better. So let's click next, and it will show you all your email clients. So on Microsoft Outlook, I can choose to add contact names from email to the vocabulary, recommended by the way, so I would leave that and improve my user profile for my email writing style. Again, I'd leave them default, but you can choose whether or not. Here we've got consider emails written since my last scan. Well, this is my first scan, so I'm going to consider all emails. Click next, and it will now analyse my Microsoft Outlook. Click continue. No words were found, but it's going to adapt to my writing style anyway, and click finish. Now another quick way to improve your accuracy is go to help, and you've got to improve my accuracy option. Click on that, and those options I showed you here, like learn from specific documents and your emails, are there as well. But the one I want you to look at is here. Read text, and that will improve your accuracy. Click next, read a story, and that will dramatically improve your accuracy as well. So there's a few options to get you up and running quickly on that. There's just one option I want to show you, that correct option, because some people, when they're correcting, like to correct as they're going along afterwards. So when you said an utterance and it was wrong as you said it, you could say correct that. So let's try that out. Switch to Microsoft Word. Select all. Delete that. Font size 11. Press enter. Hello, looks like it's going to snow outside. Correct that. Spell that. Choose one. Go to sleep. Hello, it looks like it's going to snow outside. And you can correct it as you're going along with the correct that command. You don't have to do it when you've finished. Wake up. Insert after hello, comma. Go to end. Full stop. Go to sleep. Also, you can control the desktop if you want, and close applications you don't want. Close. No. Don't save. Open Google Chrome. Latest news. Press enter. Scroll down. Click latest news and headlines from London. Scroll down. Page up. Page up. Click football. Click lifestyle. New tab. Looking at the history of the world. Press enter. Open Microsoft Word. Blank document. Switch to Google Chrome. Switch to Microsoft Word. List all windows. Choose 10. Close. Go to sleep. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to transcribe different voices into text. And in the video after that, I'm going to show you how to add commands and scripting. And we're going to go into simple scripting, so that way you can get up and running quickly. Also, a really handy option, you can add your vocabulary to new users. So if I come up to the top dragon bar, select profile, so you can add vocabulary to current user profile. So if you've got a vocabulary, then you can add that and you can give it a name. My vocab, choose based on, general large or base general large, region, and then you can add that to the current user as well. Also, don't forget vocabulary at the bottom. You can manage your vocabularies there as well. At the moment I've just got the one, but there again you can import ones, or you can create your new vocabulary by adding words if you want as well. And click close. Now to close Dragon, you can do it two ways. Come to the top, select Dragon bar and select exit, or keep it simple, you just say close Dragon. Wake up. Close Dragon. Yes. And there's some basics to get you up and running on Dragon Professional Individual. Thanks for watching.